Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be making this bag and we're going to make using 6 squares. So the first thing we're going to need to do is to make 6 granny squares. I've already made 5. The sixth one we're going to make together, but using double knit cotton yarn, a 3.5mm hook, and you're also going to need a pair of scissors and a darning needle. So if you know how to make a granny square, you can go ahead and skip to joining. But if you don't know how to make a granny square, you stick around and we're going to make a granny square together. And then we're going to be joining the pieces. And I'm going to show you in this video how to make a granny square and have with minimal tails to weave in. So we're going to start. I'm starting with this black. I'm sorry, the black may not be showing very well, but yeah, let's not rush this. And you're going to start with a magic ring, which is you're going to wrap the yarn around your 2 fingers and then set your hook through the loop and pull your yarn through. Remove your fingers and then chain 2. 1, 2. Then you're going to double crochet twice, yarn over and set your hook into the ring, yarn over and pull through, yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2, and then make another double crochet, yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2, then chain 1. When I make my squares, I chain 1 because I don't like the gaps, but you can chain 2 as well. That's up to you. And then you're going to work 3 double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. Chain 1, yarn over, work 3 double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. Chain 1 and work 3 more double crochets. 1, 2, and 3, and then chain 1, and then this tail you're going to pull it to close that opening at the center, and then you're going to go and slip stitch into the first double crochet that you made. Okay, and then you're going to cut this yarn, cut and leave like a little bit of a tail, and then pull through to make a knot. Okay, then you're going to take this tail and slip stitch through the same stitch first, and then slip stitch through the next stitch and into the chain 1 space. Okay, you've dealt with that, and then with this tail, I just make sure that it's properly closed. What I do is I'm just going to pull it up to the edge like so, and then slip stitch it through to the next chain space. Into the chain space and leave it there for now. So this is the side you're working, right? So you turn your work. We're going to be turning at the beginning of each round. Then take your next color and then pull your yarn through the chain space. You need to start where you stopped the yarn with your work. Pull it through and then make a double knot. Okay, knot and another one, right? Just make sure it's nice and tight, and making sure you're working in the opposite direction. You pull your yarn through and then chain 2, 1, 2. Then you're going to work 2 double crochets in the chain space, in the same chain space, 1 and 2. Then you're going to chain 1 and work 3 double crochets in the same chain space, 1, 2, and 3, right? Then you're going to chain 1, go into the next chain space and work 3 double crochet, chain and work 3 double crochets, 1, 2 and 3, chain 1 and work 3 more double crochets in the same chain space and 3, chain 1 into the next chain space, repeat the 3 double crochets, chain 1 and 3 more double crochets, 2 and 3, chain 1 and then in the next chain space work 3 double crochets, chain 1 and then 3 more double crochets, 2 and 3, then chain 1 and slip stitch at the top of the double crochet, not the chain 1, the double crochet, and you're done with your round, and cut, and then make a knot to finish that off. Then slip stitch through 1, 2, 3 and 4 into the chain space. Leave it there. You can actually now cut off these tails and you won't have any tails to weave in. You only have the last one to weave in when you're done. The next round, we're going back to the black and you're going to turn to start, and you're going to start where you left your tail, and then insert your yarn and pull your yarn through like that, and then make a double knot, 1 and 2, right? And then pull your yarn and chain 2, 1 and 2, and then work 3 double crochets, 2 and 3, sorry, work 2 double crochets, chain 1 and 3 double crochets, 2 and 3. Let me just mention that when you do a chain 1, your corners are curvy and not really sharp corners, and that's the look I was going for. Then chain 1, then work 3 double crochets in the chain space on the side, 2, 3, and because it's a side, you're not going to work 2 clusters, only 1. Chain 1 and then work 3 double crochets in the corner, chain 1 and then work 3 more double crochets, 2 and 3, chain 1 and then work 3 double crochets only because it's on the side, chain 1 and then work 2 3 double crochet clusters, and you're going to continue until the end of the row. You're now at the end, and I'm just going to slip stitch through the first double crochet, cut my yarn, and then make a knot. I'm just tired, and then slip stitch it through to the corner, to the chain 1 space. And this row is done. We're going to cut the tails from the beginning, and then turn. And this will be the last round, so it's with the next color. So as usual, you start with pulling your yarn through and making a knot, a double knot, and then we're just going to work the same way, 2 clusters on the corner and 1 cluster on the side. So we're going to pull through and then chain 2, 1, 2, and work 2 double crochets, 1, 2, chain 1, and then 3 double crochets to finish the cluster, 2 and 3. Just going to tuck my yarns, put them there, and then work 3 double crochets in the chain 1s on the side, 1, 2, and 3, chain 1, and then work 3 double crochets, 2 and 3, and per usual on the corners we work 2 3 double crochet clusters, 1, 2, 3, chain 1, and then 1, 2 and 3, chain 1, and continue until the end of the round. Now at the end of the row, and as per usual, I'm going to slip stitch into the first double crochet and then cut my yarn and make a knot, and then slip stitch through to the chain space. This is the only tail I'm going to weave in a normal way. And that's it, and we can cut the tails from the previous row, and I'm just going to weave in this tail and it's done. I have 6 squares and now I'm going to join, and the way we're going to join them is we're going to do 1, 2 at the front and 2 at the back. So I'm just going to use the mattress stitch to join. So we're going to start by joining 2. I'm going to join this 2 and then join this one and work at the bottom and finish, and these ones will be the handle. So let's start on the corner. Okay, cut through like that. I'm just going to make a double knot here as well, just not to measure myself. I'm going to make a double knot here as well. I'll weave that in, and then we're going to be stitching like this, following the stitches. Remember, we have an equal number of stitches, so we're just going to stitch through from the back to the front and then from the front to the back. So through both loops of the 2 squares, insert your needle through and pull your yarn, and then in the next stitch from the front to the back, pull your yarn through. You want your yarn to be long, to be enough to join the bag. So just continue from front to back through both loops, and then from back to front through both loops, and work until you get to the corner. There are other ways to join which you can use, but this is the method that I opted for. And you're now at the corner here, right? So you literally just joined 2 together without looking like, and we need 2 more to be like that. So I'm gonna join here and work this way. At this corner, I'm just going to cut my yarn. So I'm going to make a knot and cut my yarn. And then I'm going to join these 2 in the same way as I did with this, so that when we come back, we're just joining them all round. So, and what you do with these tails is you do the same thing we've been doing with the squares. You just run them through the stitches at the top, and when we are joining they will get hidden. You have your two pieces joined together. The sewn part is the wrong side, so with the right side facing each other and the wrong side facing you, because we're now going to stitch around like that. So you just start at the corner and stitch around the squares. So I'm just going to start at the corner there. Make sure you're starting on the same space, so in the chain space of the one square into the chain space of the other square. I'll make a double knot. And then stitch through with the mattress stitch all round. So as we did there, stitch front to back and back to front. And I'll see when I'm done, so we can join the remaining two squares. Now you've joined your four pieces, and they should look like this, right? So this will be your like bag, quite tiny but cute. And then before you turn it to the right side, we're going to join these two as a strap. So what you're going to do is, each side of the square has 1, 2, 3, 4, 3 double crochet clusters, and that's how you want to join them. 1, 2, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so we're going to start here on this corner with the last of this cluster and just work through there. So to begin, you're going to start on this side and pull your yarn. Again, I'm going to make a double knot. And I'm going to slip this yarn through the stitches so I can sew on top of it, then I don't have to weave it in. Three and 4. You can make it longer if you want. That's where I stop. And then in this corner, start from the chain 1 space as well, and insert your needle like that. And using the mattress stitch, we're going to work through all the stitches. Right, and you're done with the one side of your strap, and we're going to join this. You can actually join this square here first and then join the top. So do the same on this side and then join the top, and you're done. Here's your little baggie. All you do is turn it around to the right side. And voila. You can use it to store your little things or big things. So if you enjoyed this tutorial, don't forget to subscribe, turn on post notifications. Until next time, thank you for watching.